On March 7th, 2023, I decided to go to Disneyland and attempt the impossible. I wanted to ride every Disneyland ride and do it in a single day. On top of that, I would not be using Genie Plus to skip any of the lines. My goal was to be the first person to ride every ride and do it in the shortest amount of time possible. This was unlike anything I had ever attempted before, and with a whole week off from college, I decided to attempt this crazy challenge. What you're about to witness is my attempt to create Disney history and my grand journey to ride all the rides at Disneyland. World Manhunts proudly presents Speedrunning Disneyland. Alright guys, so it's pretty early in the morning. I think it's like 4:50 right now. This is me. And if my hair isn't an indication of what might happen during my journey, then I don't know what else is. This all began the day before, as I bought the cheapest ticket possible to get me into the park. The next day, I headed out early to secure a spot in the front for rope drop. As the voice began to welcome everyone to the park, I prepared myself for an epic journey ahead. Right off the bat, I started off strong, hitting two of the more popular attractions in Fantasyland, Dumbo and Alice in Wonderland. Our journey here was far from over, as there were still many rides to go on in the area. Most of the ride wait times were only around 5 minutes, giving us ample time to go on as many rides in the land as possible. After this, I had nearly knocked out every single dark ride in Fantasyland, excluding Peter Pan and It's a Small World, which I had planned to ride much later in the day. After getting off of Pinocchio's daring journey, I had 2 rides left that I wanted to go on before leaving Fantasyland for the morning. Those rides being the Storybook Land Canal Boats and Casey Jr.'s Circus Train. Both I hadn't ridden in a long time and was excited to go and ride again. After riding around Fantasyland on the train, I prepared myself to go to the canal boats and quickly get on my way to the next area of the park. And just like that, we were getting ready to leave Fantasyland for the morning. Alright, we're going to Nemo actually. I was looking at times. Well, it's still like 5 minutes. I think it's 40 minutes. Yeah, sure. It's gonna save a bit of time. That was our 9th ride. And just like that, after riding 9 rides in under 1 hour and 20 minutes, we had headed into Tomorrowland. As soon as I entered Tomorrowland, I headed straight to Finding Nemo's submarine voyage, which you saw just seconds ago. After finishing our journey deep under the sea with Nemo and his friends, I headed to Buzz Lightyear's Astro Blasters and helped Buzz defend the galaxy from the evil Emperor Zurg. After getting an incredibly low score on Buzz Lightyear's Astro Blasters, I went to Astro Orbiters. After getting to Astro Orbiters, I got ready to go on a spaceship view of the park. Once landing, I decided to take a tour of the galaxy on Star Tours. Once my fun-filled travels with Star Tours ended, I began to make my way towards New Orleans Square and the rides around that area. After taking a hike through the jungles of Adventureland, I arrived in New Orleans Square, where I would wait in line to ride Pirates of the Caribbean. In line, I even saw some of my friends. Once done sailing through the Blue Bayou, I entered Pirates and saw all of the tales that dead men do not tell. After, I headed into Critter Country and rode the many adventures of Winnie the Pooh. After riding that, I headed into Galaxy's Edge to ride Rise of the Resistance, and encountered my first truly long wait for a ride. Not only is Rise of the Resistance one of the most technologically advanced rides at the park, it also is one of the most immersive rides within Disneyland. With many cutscenes and different story elements thrown together, this really feels like a true Star Wars experience in a galaxy far, far away. After exiting Rise, I went to smuggle cargo with Hondo Ohnaka on Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run. After getting multiple crates of coaxium, I began to head out of Galaxy's Edge and back to finish off Fantasyland. Peter Pan's 25 right now. We might go for that. Yeah, 25 is good. And now it was time to finish Fantasyland. After waiting in what I consider to be one of the most overrated rides line, I finally rode Peter Pan's Flight. It's always fun to go on, but every time I ride it, I always question the insane wait. Once off, I embarked on a journey through the Swiss Alps and rode Matterhorn. By this time of the day, I was really worried if I would actually be able to ride all of the rides in one day and set the record. As it was an after dark night at Disneyland, the park closed at 8, giving me less hours to get on all of the rides. Even though I was feeling stressed, I headed to It's a Small World. After embarking on my journey around the world, I headed to Toontown to go on Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, the newest ride in Disneyland. cartoon adventure, I headed to the train to take some time to rest and eat food. At this point, I had realized that Thunder Mountain had been closed for most of the day, and was a bit scared that my run could be ruined if it stayed closed for the rest of the day. And also, the remaining rides that I had left to go on were some of the longest waits in the park. After waiting in line at Autotopia for over an hour, my hopes were starting to drain. As I got on Autotopia and drove around, as I was going, a car in front of me stalled, making me have to wait for almost 30 minutes before I could even get off of the ride. This was looking like it could be the end of the run. But then, Thunder Mountain opened. Hopes were instantly renewed as I walked straight on to Thunder Mountain with no wait. Normally this ride has close to an hour wait, and I got on it in less than 5 minutes. Right after I got off Thunder Mountain, the sailing ship Columbia was docking, so I hopped right on for a ride around Tom Sawyer Island. Soon after, I got into the Haunted Mansion line, but immediately left, realizing how big the line actually was. Right after, I went to Splash Mountain to certainly get soaked, but also knock off one of the last rides I had to ride during the day. After Splash Mountain, I had no choice but to eat the wait on the Haunted Mansion. Good thing we had a duck to entertain us while in line on the front lawn of the mansion. After having some ghosts come home with us, I went to the world-famous Jungle Cruise. Now, only one final ride remained. As I headed towards the launch bay, I prepared myself for the dramatic finish of this impossible challenge. This was it, the final ride, Space Mountain. We've done it before 11:30. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's crazy. Dark night's starting soon. But we finished it in just a little under 11:30, so absolutely insane. I'm so happy with it. I
hope you guys enjoy the video that'll eventually come, but we've done it. Yeah, this is where we end the run. It's kind of amazing. It's kind of amazing. So happy. And this is it.
I'm so glad you decided to take this journey with me today. It was so much fun getting to show off how all of this was possible. If you want to watch the full version, it will be down in the description. It would also really help if you could subscribe to the channel for more amazing content to come in the future. Once again, thank you for joining me on this historic trip in Disney history. Thank you for watching Speedrunning Disneyland.